Hi, my friends. So today you will again need this packet that I sent home to you last week. The front says, let's learn about the elements of art. So last week we learned about color. So color is how our eyes see different waves of light. We learned about the primary colors and the secondary colors, and then you showed me what you know about warm and cool colors. So that was super fun. But if you have not done that yet, you should go back 1 week and do that video lesson instead. So if you are opening up this book here and you have nothing done on the inside of it, you should go back to last week's video. Thank you. So today we will be learning about the element of art called line. Line is a nice one. It's pretty simple. I'm going to remind you that this part right here we will do at the end. So if you are starting to write anything right here, don't write anything right there right yet. We will come back to this and write it at the end. Okie dokie. So you should be opening up to a page that looks like this. It says line at the top. A line is a dot that went for a walk. So what that quote, that's a quote by an artist named Paul Klee. What that quote means is that it means that a line is really just a longer version of a dot, and a dot is really just a really short version of a line. So lines can vary in width, length, and direction. So you might already know the terms vertical. A vertical line is a up and down line like this. A horizontal line is a side-to-side line like this. And a diagonal line is like the line that you would see in the letter X. It goes like this. So vertical, horizontal, diagonal. Lines can oftentimes define the edge of a shape. So when you think about a circle, what's a circle made up of? It's made of one curved line. What's a square made up of? It's made up of 4 straight lines that are equal widths and meet at a 90-degree angle. So lines are part of shapes, but line is just its own thing anyway. So on this page right here, it says lines can be curved, straight, long, short, thick, thin, a bunch of other things also. And then it asks you, how many types of lines can you make? I gave myself the goal of making 10 different lines. So that is what I have done right here, is I've made 10 different types of lines. I made a line that became a circle. I made a long wavy line. I made a shorter wavy line. I made a straight horizontal line. I made a thick line. I made a thin line. I made a curly-Q line. I made a dotted line. I made a zigzag line. And I made a spiral. Okay, my friends, we will now turn the page and look at just one more page here about line. So, on this page, it is telling you that lines can show feelings. So I'm going to ask you to show me what you think a happy line looks like. This might seem like it's a little bit hard to do at first, and you could just kind of follow along with what I'm doing. But I would suggest that you kind of think about music. Think about, what does happy music sound like? Do the notes get higher? Do the notes go nice and quickly? Do the notes or the sounds that you're hearing in that music sound smooth and gentle? And then think about what angry music sounds like. Are there lots of clashes and drums and fast music and it feels kind of chaotic? So I'm going to ask you to draw for me what you think a happy line looks like and what you think an angry line looks like. Okay, my friends, so now we are going to flip back to that first page where last week we wrote or drew what we thought color meant. Now you're going to do the same thing with line. You can draw a picture that shows me what you think line means, or you can write down some words that will tell me what you think lines mean. I kind of did both. I did discover quickly that I did not like writing with the crayon, and I switched to a pencil. But I drew a line, so you could draw me a line. You could draw me a couple different lines. You could draw me like a vertical line, a horizontal line, a diagonal line, or you could write down what you kind of think the definition is. So you could even write down what I'm writing down. So I write down that a line is a point moving through space, but you should write down any definition that you have in your brain. So you're just doing like, if someone asked you, hey, what's a line? Tell me what you would tell them. Ask your parents first, and then you are going to head on outside, just for a minute though. It's not as much outside time as some of my other lessons have had. You're going to head outside and find yourself a leaf. It can be a leaf like this one with nice, smooth, curved lines. I really liked this leaf. It wasn't the one I ended up drawing, but I liked how nice and smooth the lines were. Or it could be a leaf more like just like a normal like maple leaf. And you are going to bring that back inside, and you are going to find a piece of paper. So you need paper, leaf, and pencil. That is what you need for the next section of our artwork. Okay, my friends, I will see you on the other side of you having done that. Okay, so you should be pausing the video, getting yourself a leaf, getting yourself a paper, getting yourself a pencil. Okay, I'm going to assume that you have now done those things. So now that you are back inside with your leaf, your pencil, and your piece of paper, I'm going to ask you to make sure, again, that you're at a hard surface, that you're not in your bed or on your couch. And we are going to draw our leaves, thinking hard about the lines that we see in our leaves. So like me, you might want to think about the orientation of your paper. You might want to think about making sure that your leaf is big enough on your paper. So what I'm doing first is I'm doing a really, really light, you might not really even be able to see it too well, pencil sketch that is going to just kind of tell me how big my leaf is going to be on my paper. So I'm planning out really, really lightly where my leaf is going to be on my paper. You might not be able to see my pencil marks, but you can see my pencil moving on my paper. So you can probably imagine where those marks are if you can't see them. So when I have, and I'm happy with kind of like my composition, I'm going to go back and I'm going to use smooth, not jagged or sketchy lines, but smooth lines to draw the lines that I see in my leaf. So I'm going really super duper slow, and I am thinking about where I see a horizontal line, a diagonal line, a vertical line. I'm thinking about how long and short the lines that I see are. So this type of drawing is called contour drawing. So it means that I'm not going to color in my leaf. I'm not telling someone about this leaf by using things like color and value. I'm telling you about this leaf with just lines. So you might be kind of confused about me saying I'm telling you about the leaf, but really that's what you're doing when you're making artwork, is you are describing or telling someone about something. So just like you would write a story, you're making a drawing and you're telling someone or showing someone about something that you know or have experienced or are feeling. It's kind of it's kind of a little bit of a cross between like fiction and nonfiction, because I am drawing a real leaf, so it's kind of like a nonfiction writing, but I'm also kind of telling you my experience of it, so it's a little bit like a personal narrative too. So you should be getting out your paper, your pencil, your leaf, and you should be just drawing right along with me. I'm going to draw for about another 2-ish to 3-ish minutes. It might take you longer to draw yours, and that is okay. Okay, my friends, I'm going to end the voiceover section of our work today. So you should, I will, just while you're working, and hopefully you are working right along with me and have started your work and are drawing your leaf. Um, but I am going to let you know something important, and that is that you should hold on to the packet that you're working on, and you can, you do not have to, but you can email me or Class Dojo me a picture of your leaf drawing. If you would like to include your actual leaf in the picture, you can. But that's not really so much what I'm like evaluating or will be grading. What I will be grading at the end is the packet that you turn into me. So it's super duper important that you put it somewhere safe and don't lose it. Um, I collected your art folders, maybe 2-ish or so weeks ago, and I still have those. Because it's a nice stapled together packet, I didn't send it home in a folder. I sent it home just like the packet with you, and you can just keep it somewhere safe at home. And when it is all done, it will get turned in. So if your parents are confused at all about what to do with the packet, you can just remind them that you will turn it in when you are done with it. And if you're not totally done with it by the date that's on that packet, it's okay. I'm not too super worried about like due dates and stuff like that. As long as you're doing the work, that is what makes me super duper happy. Okay, my friends, I think
So
I'm
if
about done with
I
my
look at
drawing.
and compare these
How
two
do you think I
leaves
did?
to each other, I'm going to see
It's,
that
it's
one of
okay.
them
It's
has a
pretty
lot more
good.
zigzag lines, and one of them
I
has
was
really
really,
smooth
one thing, if you're
lines.
struggling with
So
making yours
sometimes
look like your real leaf, you could practice by kind of tracing around the leaf with your finger or practicing the lines on your paper with just your fingertip. Sometimes I do that when I'm having a hard time drawing a line, is I'll practice it with just my finger first.